Hey, welcome back everyone. Cameron here. Today I'll be coming to you guys with another video on how to draw the human foot. I'll explain my approach in the simplest way that I can. Feel free to pause the video at any point if I happen to go too fast. I hope this video tutorial helps you as well as supports you on your art journey. Feel free to let me know in the comments below what else you guys would like to see additional videos on, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support is greatly appreciated, and now let's get to the video. Okay, so for our first step, we want to start with just a simple circle. This is just going to basically represent our middle portion of the foot, and then you want to draw two circles on each side. One's going to be a little higher than the other though. This is just going to represent our I believe the tibia and the ankle joint. The tibia is usually the higher joint, so it's going to be on the left side of the foot. And then you want to define the bridge of the foot, which is just going to be the middle portion. And just you want to start by drawing in the toes, but just draw them as like reference points or circles for now, and then we'll form them later on. Kind of like it's kind of similar as far as like the process with the hands. And for the toes, you want to make sure you're drawing maybe like just half circles, because they're each toe is kind of overlapping each other, so keep that in mind. And we're going to start defining the bridge a little bit more, so it kind of comes out, it comes in and then outward in the middle portion of the bridge of the foot. So and as you're drawing the big toe, make sure the bottom portion is a little bit like if it's squashed shape, if that makes sense. So it's kind of sitting, so it kind of looks like it's sitting, and rather than just a circle, if that makes sense. And for us, like the big toe, also the portion that's kind of coming outwards is called the instep of the big toe. That's the part that usually kind of looks like a bump on the side of the foot, but it's pretty much just the big toe connected to the bridge of the foot. And that's our front view. So next is just going to be our side profile. So again, you want to start with a simple circle, and then an additional circle on the bottom. This is going to represent our ankle joint. And then next you want to do like a line kind of slanting downward, and then from the ankle joint, draw right from the start of the ankle joint, and then connect towards the line you just drew. And then we're gonna start pretty much connecting each part. So it's basically triangle and then two circles. And then this is the arch of the foot we're drawing right now. And this is gonna form our big toe. So you want to come up and form it where it stops right at the quarter of the quarter of the way down where the slanted line is. So it ends up forming the big toe automatically. Then we want to round out the bridge and bring it down towards the big toe and connect that line to that one. And then we're going to draw the additional toes. Sometimes in this view you can actually draw it either way, but I chose to draw the toes on this side just so you can get a good idea of how the foot looks from the side profile. This view usually you have to work with like foreshortening in some cases when it comes to the toes, but it can go either way, which is the great thing about this view. So. And then this is the not the ankle, but I believe the tibia. The tibia, to keep in mind, the tibia is always going to be in the inner portion of the foot, I believe, and then the ankle is going to be on the outside. So the ankle is usually the lower joint of the foot. So keep that in mind. Okay, so next this is going to be our back view. So you want to draw like a triangle. Try not to connect it to on the top, and you'll see why as we go along, but try your best to keep it light as well. And then this is, sometimes I'll draw a line for the middle circle of the foot, for like the body of the foot, just to determine where the ankle and tibia joints are. So you can, because again, one of them are going to be higher than the other, so it helps to draw that little line in the center of the circle, just to help guide you where to draw those two joints at. So. Yeah, so the back of the foot can be a little tricky as far as like what's what, but it's actually just as simple as just drawing the like a rectangle shape, a triangle shape, and then two of the ball joints on both sides, and it's kind of like it could look weird at first as you go, but it starts to form if you know where to place certain parts correctly. I believe this is going to be the like a top-down view. So the top-down view is usually the probably the more simpler view. So excuse me. You want to draw like a line, two lines crossing the top portion, and then this is the instep of the foot again, for like the big toe, and then the pinky toe of the foot. And as you see again, I did the center line technique of just helping me to determine where the tibia and ankle are going to be. And we start forming the bridge of the foot a little bit more. Next we'll start forming the toes. And for this method I kind of use just simple lines to place place the toes. Just instead of just using the reference circles that we did for like just the hands and the very first view. But you can do either one when it comes to this kind of angle. But I find it for the toes, for feet, it usually is a little better when I do simple lines that like go across from each side. So at the end of the day, you want to do whatever works best for you, though. So I find this usually helps for me when working in this view. And toes can be a little tricky too. I find them a little harder actually than doing the hands when it comes to fingers. But think of the foot as like a elongated hand, and I guess. And then the toes are basically just the fingers, but shorter. So they're pretty. Going back to like our hands tutorial. So the fingers had like 3 circles. Think of the toes as just having 2 circles, so 2 joints in the overall like toe. So next this is gonna be our bottom view of the foot. So we're just gonna make the same approach with the 3 lines at the top for the toes, and then the ankle and tibia. And usually for like the bottom of the foot, there's usually going to be a circle on the bottom portion of the foot, and then another on the top. And usually the middle portion of the bridge of the foot is going to be kind of like a little bit higher, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like it's not like a shortening thing, but it's, if you can do it as if it's like a it's not coming towards us, so it's gonna be like below, like behind the 2 circles or the palms of the foot, if that makes sense. So basically think of it as like the 2 circles that are forming for the top and the bottom are like our palms for our foot. So kind of hard to explain, but I hope that makes sense. And right here we're just kind of connecting our toes. And right here I'm just going back and connecting the top portion of the leg. So and that is our video. I hope this tutorial has helped you, and take care. Okay, so this is just going to be a quick review video for for the very first portion of our tutorial, because I didn't get to write the descriptions, unfortunately, for the foot. But this is just going to be like for the I'm just going to use the side profile for this example, just so it's as clear as possible. And I think you'll get to, because from this view you'll get to see the parts more clearly compared to the other views. So, but yeah, just basically it's kind of just the same steps as before, just the two circles and then the triangle coming out from those, and then you want to start connecting each part from there on, kind of forming the foot. And then that's the heel we're forming, and then we're going towards the arch, and it's just gonna be like a small little hill. Think of it as just drawing a heel on that line and then connect it to each side, and then it kind of starts to form itself automatically from there on. And then we're just defining the bridge of the foot right here. And with this example, I decided to just do this side where it's just going to show the big toe, since I showed the little toes on the other view, so, or the other version of this view. So I'll give you like an example of how you'll still see toes, but it'd be on the other side of the foot. So this is basically just gonna be we're facing the right side of the foot. So, and kind of just refining the edges at this point right here. And always start out light when drawing the shapes as well, just so you don't risk messing up early and having to redo it. So, and then this is what I was talking about earlier. If I was like just kind of giving a little hint that there's toes on the other end, and then you kind of could just maybe just give it some shade, a shadow or something, just so there's some kind of depth there, I guess. So, and then we're drawing in this is gonna be the tibia, I think. Yeah, tibia. Always remember that I think the tibia is always gonna be on the inner part of the foot, and then the ankle's on the outside, which is on the left side. And next, we're just gonna start describing each part and labeling each segment. So this is going to be the sole. That's going to be, I believe that's underneath. There's the instep and then the sole. It's going to connect, the instep usually connects to the sole. So it's right at the end of the arch, but the arch is going to be the very middle of the foot, which sinks in. And then the ball of the foot is the again, that's going to be beneath the foot as well, but right near the sole. So it's kind of like the palm of the foot. Think of it as that way. And then the heel, which is the very end of the back portion of the foot. And then the bridge, which is just that very middle portion of the foot. And then this, since I said the ankle's not going to be shown, it's not going to be shown in this view, but it's going to be on the other side, but I wanted to write that down just so you know. So it's pretty much just going to be ankle and tibia pretty much, but since they're kind of like in the same part of the foot, but on both sides, and if that makes sense. So, and then this is, I'm just pretty much just separating the segments so you have a clearer look and understanding of where each part is which, whatever. And that is our video. Take care.